Walaikum Assalam, Sakin Akbar. I thank you very much. You are most welcome to my today's class. Today I will go with you with summarizing, and I have three summaries in my stock to go through and do. And I request you all, if you hear me, watch me, and see the content page on your screen. Please write in the comment box. If you hear me, watch me, and see the content page. Because these things are very much important for conducting the class. Please write if you hear me, watch me, and see the content page on your screen. Any problem you're facing, please write in the comment box. No problem, Sakin Akbar, you are in no problem. Thank you very much for your comment. But till now, as I see only 2 students are present in the class, so I am actually waiting. I hear you, but what is about the content page? Content page. I am opening the content page. What is about the content page? Do you see the content page? Do you see the content page clearly? Do you see the content page? Content page means that means the page I have my lesson for today. Content page holds out the today's lesson. And you know, I have already given in the scrolling. Today I'll go with you with summarizing. Summarizing is very important. Yes, sir, Sakib, you have written. Yes, thank you very much. But so far, 3 students are with me till now. I'm still waiting for more students to join. I'm still waiting for more students to join my class. So that the class can become effective for you. As many as 3 students have already joined, and Mahreen Isha, thank you very much. Mahreen Isha, you have joined the class. I'm still waiting for more students to join because this class is quite important for the coming exam. You know, from 3rd of the next month, you will be given a model test, and you will have summarizing a question in the model test question paper. So this question is quite this lesson is quite important for you. Especially, I will try to discuss how to summarize a lesson, how to summarize an extract or a passage. Anyway, I'm going to my class, and you see there is a poem, and you know this is the poem "She Walks in Beauty," a very famous poem of Byron, Lord Byron. Lord Byron is a pre-romantic poet, and as this poem is in your syllabus, and you know the context and content of the poem, because this poem has already been taught in the class, perhaps by Mr. Shanto. And I am today discussing this poem again so that you can understand, so that your understanding can be more clear about the poem. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. Climes means free space. Climes means free space, and starry means bright skies. You know, skies full of stars, and all that is based of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. So you see, the poet has begun his poem with an image of beauty, and she is actually the poet is describing the beauty of a woman, of a female, and he is uh, trying to create images of beauty throughout the poem. And in the poem, you will see there are many words that express the sense of beauty. And of course, uh, he has he has described, he has given a very clear description about the objects of beauty found in the female. And there is one unique characteristic of the beauty of the female. The poet says that actually the beauty of the woman, beauty of the female is a combination of two opposite images, dark and brightness, night and stars. So there are a number of opposite words of brightness and light, or night and light, that have come to a combination, a proportionate combination in the beauty of the woman. Anyway, this is the idea. I'm reading the poem again for you to understand. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect means characteristic, nature, and her eyes. So you see, she walks. That is the very atmosphere. All the things around her, or inside and outside her, are quite beautiful. That is why she walks in beauty. What types of beauty? What are the components of the beauty? What are the ingredients of the beauty or beautiful atmosphere? Like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. So the atmosphere the poet has described here to focus the special type of beauty of the female is cloudless climb, like the night of cloudless climb, the starry skies. So there is no any cloud in the sky, and the sky is full of stars, and she is the female is walking across such a night. So though the night is a symbol of black, symbol of awkwardness, symbol of bad thing, symbol of want of beauty, but this night is beautiful because this night the sky is full of stars and there's no any cloud in the sky. So this night is special night. So this night is beautiful. And all that is based of dark and bright, the poet says that all the things that we can find in darkness and bright things meet in her aspect and her eyes. So all things that can be imagined in darkness and brightness actually have combined in the character and in the eyes of the female. Thus mellowed, mixed, mellowed means mixed, melted, to that tender light. Light is here tender, not heavy, comfortable light, comfortable brightness, not dazzling brightness, no, not displeasing brightness, but this light or brightness is tender, comfortable, which heavens to body they denies. Very beautiful, you see, comparison here. This light has come from heaven, and this light is so beautiful that the day or the dazzling light of the day cannot be compared with this light. The light that we can find in the character and in the eyes of the female is far better than the light of a dazzling day, of an over brightening day. One said the more, one did the less. This is the perfect combination. Balance has been made here. That means the things that have combined to make the female beautiful are perfect in combination. One said the more, one did the less, had half impaired the nameless grace. Because we don't know the name of the female, even we don't know the name or the identity of the beauty of the woman. The beauty that we find in the description of the poet in the poem is nameless and unidentifiable, unique. So, if there is any less or more, if there is any less or more of the ingredients like shade, color, or ray, light, the beauty will be lost. Half impaired, damaged the nameless grace. That means the nameless or unidentifying beauty will be lost, will be damaged if there is no balance, which waves in every raven tress. Very important. This uncomparable light, that is beautiful light or the light of beauty, even waves in every raven tress. Raven means black, just like crow. Crow black. Tress means sort of a hair, tussle of hair of the woman. The woman has long, perhaps very black, long, beautiful dress or hair. And the poet says this unmessable, uncomparable beauty in the even in the hair of the woman, or softly lightens over her face. Another very beautiful uh, sentence. The light that has made the female unique, uncomparable, is also found in the face of the woman. And this light lightens the face of the woman. The face of the woman becomes more bright, bright with the light, unmatched light, marvelous light, unique light. What thoughts serenely sweet express. So the woman thinks in a very nice way, serenely, peacefully. So her imaginations, thoughts, imaginations actually come out of the woman very peacefully. She is very peaceful in nature. She is very restful. How pure, how dear their dwelling place. Very important line. That means thoughts, of course, high thoughts, pure thoughts, nice thoughts, beautiful ideas are the dwelling place. Who is the dwelling place? The female or the woman is the dwelling place. That means beautiful thoughts, nice, serene imaginations are found in the female. So the female is a person of nice imagination, serene, peaceful imagination. And on that sea, see the lower part of the face and over the brow. So everything of the face, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent. That means the poet wants to say that every portion of the face of the woman is very nice, extremely beautiful, calm, not restless, but the beauty of every portion of the face of the woman is very much eloquent, loud, clear, bright. The smiles that win, that means the smile of the female can win anyone. The tints means colors that glow, become bright, but tale of days in goodness is spent. Spent, that means past days. That means the girl or the woman or the female actually is a woman of good things. She always likes to do good things, good jobs. And in the days that she has already passed, she used to do beautiful things. She is always associated with nice, beautiful, good things. A mind at peace with all below. That means under all things that we see in the woman, there is a peaceful mind, a mind at peace. Her mind is peaceful and a heart whose love is innocent. That means she has a heart that is innocent. That means she is never bad. She is never stained. She is never scandal. She is innocent. So this is the point. So we see almost every line of the poem is quite important that has given expression of beauty or the aspects of the beauty of the woman. The woman that the poet has tried in the poem to expound with all the beautiful things, beautiful ideas. We see in the poem the female is physically beautiful, and most of the parts, especially the face and all the components of the face, like brow, uh, then cheek, uh, all the part, hair, all the part of the face or the head are quite beautiful. That means physically she is extremely beautiful, no doubt, as well as she is intellectually, mentally beautiful. So her beauty is balanced both physically and intellectually, both physically and mentally. So there is a combination of physical and mental beauty. Anyway, I have written the summary in my own way. This is the summary. If I this is the summary. This is the summary anyway. You try to understand what I have written. She walks in. This is the caption of the title of the poem. And when you are writing summary, you have to give emphasis on the title. Title is very important for a summary. She walks in beauty is a lyrical poem of graceful melody. Lyrical poem means the poem that has music in pattern and graceful melody. Graceful means also beautiful. A melody is also like lyrical, but there's a difference. Lyrical means musical, but Melody means more than lyrical. The poem admires, yes, of course, the poet admires and seeks to capture a sense of beauty of the woman because the woman is unknown. We don't know the identity of the woman. That is why the poem admires. Of course, the poem admires and seeks to capture a sense of beauty of a woman. The female is compared to a lovely night of cloudless climes and starry skies. You see, the woman of the female is compared to a lovely night of cloudless climes and starry skies. Yes, in the very beginning, two lines we have come to know the content of this line. Actually, she is compared with a lovely, beautiful night full of stars and cloudless climes. The opposite ideas of night and light, you know, night and light, the word actually express two quite extremely opposite ideas. They're the symbol. Night is the symbol of bad thing, and light is the symbol of good thing. But in the woman, we know these two opposite ideas have been combined in a very right way to express a very unique beauty of the woman. The opposite ideas of night and light combine in her outer and inner entity. Entity means positive. So the opposite ideas of night and light combine মিশে গেছে in her outer and inner identity because her thoughts, imaginations are beautiful. Her soul tends to achieve perfection. But how? As her grace will be marred if she gains or lose only little of either of the dark or light. Very important. We have come to know that her beauty will be lost or damaged, at least partially, if there is any rise and fall of any of the components of the beauty of the woman. এই মহিলার সৌন্দর্যে যে সমস্ত অংশ রয়েছে, যে সমস্ত উপাদান তার সৌন্দর্যের সৃষ্টি করেছে, সেগুলো একটি যদি ঘাটতি পড়ে, একটু বেশি হয় কিংবা কম হয়, তাহলে তার সৌন্দর্যের ব্যাঘাত ঘটবে, ড্যামেজড হবে। I have tried to convey this very meaning to you. Her natural grace moves from ear to face, which peacefully reflects her inner thoughts. It's very important. Her natural grace, actually, she is graceful by nature. She is beautiful by nature. There is not any artificial or mechanical component that has enhanced her beauty. No, nothing mechanical found in her beauty. Everything is natural. Her natural grace, that is beauty, moves from ear to face. Ear to face. So, which peacefully reflects her inner thoughts, because inner ideas, inner imaginations come from face. So her love is innocent. Yes, we know her love is innocent and spends time doing good things. Yes, it is suggestive of her saintly activities. Saintly means good activities and pious behavior. However, she is happy with her worldly life. Yes, she is also morally faultless. She is untarnished. That means he is not tainted. She is not spotted. There's any spot in her character by the way of life. That means the way of life the woman leads is never scandalous and untainted by the biasness of love. That means through any kind of love affairs, she hasn't made or done any damage to her character or her beauty. So this is the summary of the poem. Thank you very much, and I hope you will memorize this because this poem is very, very important for summarizing summary. And if it is common in the board question, you will be able to write the answer in a very nice way. And I think this is a very nice summary. I think you will get at least 80% marks. And then the next summary summarize the following poem, and it is also in your syllabus. And the next poem is I died for beauty. I died for beauty, but was scarce. Rarely, scarce means rarely, in a minimum way. Adjusted in the tune, that very close. I died for beauty. The speaker of the poem declares the stand of her death. The speaker tells that he died for beauty, for a principle of life, but was scarce adjusted in the tomb when one who died for truth was lain in an adjoining room. That means the speaker was buried in a tomb just closely next to the tomb of another person who died for truth. So the two selves, two dead, two persons who died, actually were died because of two great principles, great ideologies. One is beauty and the other is truth. So the cause of the death is great. Anyway, he questioned softly. He questioned, that means who died for truth, questioned softly. Why I fail? This was the question. That means the question might be, why did you fail? But the speaker I has turned the question to himself. Why I failed? That means why did you fail? If the person who died for truth made the question in his own language, the question might stand, why did you fail? But the question has been turned to the speaker. Why I failed? For beauty, I replied. The speaker replied, for beauty. And for truth, themselves are one, we brethren are, he said. So there is an immediacy. Immediacy, that means the question and answer comes one after another without any pause. Almost there is no any pause. The two speakers actually have given no pause to one another. So this is immediacy and it is intimacy, oneness. The two souls seems to be very close in the tomb. And so, as kinsmen, relatives, met a night. We talked between the rooms, that means tombs, until the moss had reached our lips. We know when some person on dead body is buried in the tomb, after some days or within some days, moss or some kind of grass grows over the tomb, and this is very common, very usual, and cover up our names. That means ultimately the dead persons are forgotten from memory. So this is the poem. The poem is actually allegorical poem. This is not a simple meaning carrying poem. It's an allegorical or symbolic poem. The poem in many ways symbolizes many other things. Anyway, summary. A Guide for Beauty is an allegorical poem that begins with an image of beauty. I told you already. I Died for Beauty is an allegorical or symbolical poem. That means the poem actually has another meaning after or beneath or under the under the apparent meaning. That means the poem has two types of meaning. One is superficial meaning that we get just from reading superficially or from the words used in the poem, but there is another meaning actually beneath or under the words, under the superficial meaning. And this is allegorical meaning. The poem develops on a gruesome setting of tomb. Of course, gruesome means fear arousing. Gruesome means fear creating. Of course, tomb, when we discuss anything about tomb, it is fear arousing or fear creating. People, of course, are afraid or feels afraid when they think about tomb. That is why it is gruesome setting of tomb. But the two speaking selves, that means two speaking dead bodies, are lively and confident in their interaction of immediacy. Interaction of immediacy. That means they're talking, they're engaged in a kind of conversation with almost no pause. They are not giving any pause to one another for thinking or for thoughts. So it's immediate interaction. They have both given their lives on their altar of two principles. Very, very clear. They have both given their lives, of course, on the altar Vedi, cause, for the cause of two principles, two নীতির উপরে, দুটো দর্শনের উপরে, beauty and truth. This is the principles. So they respect each other. That means both are equal, because both both died because of two great principles. So they respect each other. However, the characters and actions of the poem represent larger ideas. What is that? Lifelong struggle for duty and truth in life. Because they did not give the failure. They died, but they did not give up the hope of beauty and truth. They even sacrificed their life, but they did not give or leave their hope, give their motto or principle in life. So this is the larger ideas, and this is the allegory. The poem equates the two, that means the two dead bodies or two persons, as equally noble martyrs. Of course, noble martyrs, though their names are eventually covered with moss. Of course, that means they eventually got lost in the memory. So thank you very much. Now I want to go back to see how many of you are still present with me. There are 5 only now present in the Abrar Al-Ghi, Rahat Khan, Tasmia Sanju 2 times, Mahmouda Moni, only 5 so far. Perhaps there are other people or many other people, Sakin, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, Mahmouda Moni, I see as many students are in my class, but I see only 5 is still present in the class. This is disappointing on my part. I'm again going to my class, and there is another summary. This is prose. This is prose. This is prose. And you see the prose. This passage taken from Unit 13, Unit 12, perhaps 13, 12. Uh, Art and Music. Yes, Art and Music, Lesson 3. This is Unit 3, Unit 13, Lesson 3, and it is taken from art and music, perhaps. Yes, art and music and crafts in our time. You know, crafts, হস্তশিল্প, craft work means হস্তশিল্প. A craft work is an applied form of art. হস্তশিল্প হলো একটা প্রায়োগিক শিল্প. That means we don't find any theoretical uh, explanation or formula of this craft. It's a craft that people actually practice using their own hands. Especially women in our country are involved in this craft work. That is why it's an applied form of art, a social and cultural product. Social and cultural product because with this art there is social and cultural tradition and practice reflecting the inclusive nature of folk imagination. Very important. Folk means common people, mass people. What do folk people imagine actually get expressed through this type of craft work? A craft work which usually doesn't bear the signature of its maker. এর মানে হলো এই ক্রাফট ওয়ার্কটি এই হস্তশিল্পীটি কে তৈরি করলো তার সিগনেচার বা তার চিহ্ন তার যে মার্কা এগুলো সাধারণত থাকে না কিন্তু রিটেইন যে পার্সোনাল টাচ তারপরেও তার একটা ব্যক্তিগত স্পর্শ থেকেই যায় অর্থাৎ যে এটা বানিয়েছে তার ভেতরে চিন্তা কল্পনা ভাবনা দক্ষতা সবকিছু মিলে একটা টাচ থেকে যায় When you look at a 30-year-old Nokshi Katha, we wonder at its motifs and designs. It's very important. Very important. যে ৩০ বছর আগেকার কোন নকশিটা দেখলে আমরা কিন্তু বুঝতে পারি এর মোটিভসটা কি অর্থাৎ এর যে বিষয়বস্তু এর যে সৌন্দর্য এবং নকশা ডিজাইন বুঝতে পারি that point to the artistic ingenuity, nativeness. Ingenuity means nativeness. And the presence of the maker in it. অর্থাৎ এর মধ্যে আমরা যেটা বানিয়েছে তার একটা উপস্থিতি খুঁজে পাই যে হ্যাঁ এটা এই জায়গা থেকে এসেছে এবং এই ব্যক্তি বানিয়েছে The fact that we don't know her name or any other details about her doesn't take anything away from our appreciation of the artist. অর্থাৎ আমরা জিনিসটিকে বানিয়েছে তার সম্পর্কে কোনো কিছু না জানলেও ওই শিল্পী সম্পর্কে আমাদের যে প্রশংসা সেই প্রশংসার কোনো কিছু কিন্তু বাদ যায় না প্রশংসা আমাদের থাকে Indeed, the intimate nature of the kantha and the tactile feeling. You know, tactile feeling. Tactile feeling means it's a physical feeling. The feeling they generates animate the work and make it very inviting. আমরা ওই নকশিকাঁথার মাঠ যদি আমরা দেখি তাহলে দেখা যাবে যে অনুভূতি নিয়ে এটা করেছিল সেই অনুভূতিটা কিন্তু সেখানে আছে সেই আবেদনটা সেখানে আছে Craft work is shaped by the interaction of individual creativity, and community aesthetics, utility, functions, and human values. Very important. অর্থাৎ এই ধরনের কোনো হস্তশিল্প যখন তৈরি হয়, তাহলে ওই হস্তশিল্পের মধ্যে যে ব্যক্তি তৈরি করেন, সে ব্যক্তির চিন্তা চেতনা ভাবনা, যে সমাজে ওই ব্যক্তিটি বসবাস করে সেই সমাজের সৌন্দর্যবোধ এবং সেখানে এর উপযোগিতা কতখানি এবং মানবিক মূল্যবোধ কতখানি, সবকিছু একটা মিলেমিশে এই হস্তশিল্পটা তৈরি হয়। It is distinguished by its maker's desire, অর্থাৎ যেটা যে ব্যক্তি এটা তৈরি করে তার যে আকাঙ্ক্ষা থাকে to locate himself or herself in the wider and ever-changing cultural aspirations of the community and subsequently of the market, অর্থাৎ ওই যে ব্যক্তি তৈরি করলো সে নিজে যে জায়গায় এই যে এভার চেঞ্জিং কালচারাল অ্যাসপিরেশনস অফ দ্য কমিউনিটি, অর্থাৎ সবসময় আমাদের সমাজের যে সাংস্কৃতিক যে আকাঙ্ক্ষা সেটা কিন্তু সবসময় চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে, তো সে পরিবর্তনশীল, অর্থাৎ অনবরত পরিবর্তনশীল আমাদের সাংস্কৃতিক যে চেতনা, যে আকাঙ্ক্ষা, সে আকাঙ্ক্ষার যে বৃহত্তর জায়গা, সেই জায়গায় সে নিজেকে স্থাপন করতে পারে। বাট ইভেন হোয়েন দ্য মার্কেট ইজ অ্যান ইম্পর্টেন্ট ফ্যাক্টর, ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, যখন যে জায়গায় বিক্রি করবে, যদিও সেটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটা বিষয়, তারপরে কমিউনিটি অ্যাস্থেটিক্স রিমেইনস দ্য ফ্যাক্টর ডিটারমিনিং দ্য ফর্ম অ্যান্ড কন্টেন্ট অফ দ্য ক্রাফট। তারপরেও যে সমাজে এটা তৈরি হচ্ছে সেই সমাজের সৌন্দর্যবোধই আসলে ওই হস্তশিল্পের যে ফর্ম, আকার এবং বিষয়বস্তু নির্ধারণ করে থাকে। The exquisite terracotta dolls from Dinajpur dating back to early 1940s, অর্থাৎ এই যে 1940-এর দশকের দিনাজপুর থেকে যে টেরাকোটা পুতুলটি সংগ্রহ করা হয়েছিল, সুন্দর পুতুল, that form a part of the Bangladesh National Museum's collection, or যেটা কিনা বাংলাদেশ জাতীয় জাদুঘরের একটা অংশ হয়ে আছে, সেইটা আর মোস্টলি বট কেনা হয়েছিল from village fairs, গ্রামের মেলা থেকে, by some patron, অর্থাৎ কিছু কিছু পৃষ্ঠপোষক যারা, অর্থাৎ এই শিল্পটাকে যারা পৃষ্ঠপোষণ করে তারা এটা কিনেছিল, পরবর্তী পর্যায়ে জমা দিয়েছে। They were no doubt meant to be consumer items, কোনো সন্দেহ নাই যেগুলো তৈরি হয় যারা কেনে তাদের উদ্দেশ্যে, but the dolls reflect community aesthetics, সন্দেহ নাই যে এই পুতুলগুলি ওই যে সমাজে তৈরি সেই সমাজের সৌন্দর্য বোধ প্রকাশ করে in such a manner, এমন ভাবে that যে the market has not been able to impose its own preferences on them, অর্থাৎ মার্কেটের যে চাহিদা সেইটা খুব একটা তার উপর কাজ করতে পারে নাই। So আমরা এখানে what we actually get from the passage, we have got the nature or how a craft work is made, and what are the characteristics what we find mixed in the in a craft work, and we also have got some examples of exquisite crafts work like Nukshigata and exquisite dolls. So there are the examples. Anyway, written is here, you see the summary in the way. The passage holds focus on the nature of craft work. Very important. The passage holds focus on the nature of craft work. A craft work is an indigenous art. Indigenous means native, কোন একটা জায়গা নিজস্ব। Developed, যেটা ডেভেলপ হয়েছে, developed on the imagination of common people living in a specific society. একটা নির্দিষ্ট সমাজে বসবাসরত মানুষের যে কল্পনা, জল্পনা, চেতনা, ভাবনা, সেটার উপরে নির্ভর করে আসলে ওই যে ওই এলাকার একটা এই হস্তশিল্প গড়ে ওঠে, যদিও সেখানে যিনি তৈরি করেন তার একটা টাচ থাকেই। As a result, the work reflects not only the taste and the taste of the maker, but also the nature of the social demand and desire. A craft work usually does not convey the signature of the artist to the consumers, but the aesthetic touch and tactile feeling are still present in the work of Nokshikatha. The dolls collected from Dinajpur in 1940s express the aesthetic sense of the community, denying the demand of commercial need. So you see, I have written the summary. This is the most important point discussed in the summary. And I think and I hope I will go through the summary again and again and try to understand the answer. Now I want to go back. Uh, as many as 7 are still present, but there is no any comment. Brum brum my puras. I muntasir. Brum brum my puras. I don't know the meaning of brum brum, but what is your problem? Fine muntasir. You have written yes, etc. etc. But what is the problem you are facing? You haven't written the problem. Mahmuda Moni, waffling. What is waffling? And shut up, roll number 41 now. Mahmuda Moni, shut up. Who will be shut up? I don't know. Shut up, roll number 41. Joy, etc. etc. No, sir, এটা আমার comment না. I am Muntasir. So what is your comment? What problems you are facing with me, please? Right. What problems you are facing? It's a problem, perhaps this is the problem with online class, especially when I try to make understand descriptive answers or questions. This is the problem. You have to understand how I write the summary. What are the ingredients? What are the points of summary? First, you have to analyze the passage of the poem. First, you have to analyze, make an analysis of the poem. You have to understand the topic of the poem or of the passage. Then you will have to understand the main points, general points, particular points, details, examples, things. I have already told you in my last class, in the perhaps in the class 2 or 3 classes before or earlier. Anyway, I think we will after the end of the class, we will go through the class again and again. And anyway, thank you very much for being with me today. And I have actually come to the end of the class. So I will tell you, I will request you to be very much critical, to be very much careful, to be very much attentive in the classes of teachers. And you know, on the online classes, there are some problems because you cannot express your reactions instantly. So perhaps I'm thinking about giving classes on uh, I will try for my next classes to come to you with some another or using some another uh, software so that you can talk to me. I think if you can talk to me in the class, I think you will express your problems to me immediately. So thank you very much. Okay.